everybody, Jeremy here, and what I have to my left is the McFarlane Toys Warhammer 40K Darktide Ogryn Megafig. Now this is a game that's out right now for PC, and I've been playing quite a bit of it, and my character of choice that I run with my friend is the Ogryn. So because of that, this is what he got me for Christmas, this Ogryn Megafig, and he's pretty sweet. It's a pretty great figure. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. Looking over this guy, wanted to do the Inquisition proud. I wanted to try to do something special for our beloved Emperor. So I'm gonna try to customize this guy. For the first time ever, I'm gonna try to paint an action figure to make it better than what it was outside of the box. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing. I barely know where to start, but let me show you the very basic things that I have to help me along with this journey. I went to Michael's and I bought this acrylic paint set from a company. It's called Artist's Loft. This is 36 pieces of acrylic paint, all different types of colors here. We have, ooh, it's like Bob Ross, titanium white, cadmium yellow. We have, oh, yellow ochre. These are all the Bob Ross colors. But anyway, they've got metallic colors down here too. Metallic white, metallic pink, metallic blue, metallic black. Pretty much any color that I think I would ever want to, try to customize this guy. And for the brushes, again, I just got this Artist Loft 4-piece brush set. They're really, really small brushes with these really thin peaks on them. I don't know what any of these numbers mean, but I just wanted something that was going to help me just kind of get into the little nooks and crannies and just try to bring out more detail. That's the whole point of this. The scratches on the guy, I want that to shine out a little bit more, and yeah, just see what happens. All right, so this is as amateur hour goes, so go easy on me. So I am going to try my best in painting this guy, and yeah, wish me luck. Here's a look at the unpainted gun, and as you can see, there's very little paint variation in the gun. The details are there, but it's just very bland. It's black and gray, for the most part gray, and we have a black blade on the end of this. So I just wanted to do this gun justice, make it look like something closer to what you could get inside of the game. So I thought that I would start things off by taking a little bit of silver paint and just highlighting some of the nicks and scratches that are on the blade, because the mold detail is there for the damage of the blade, but you just can't see it because it's all black. So that's the first thing that I did. Tried to bring out some of that hidden detail that's inside of the mold. Now, mind you, this is my first time trying something like this, so it was definitely intimidating at first, but knowing that I could easily erase whatever mistakes I had made just with a little bit of water and another brush, it just sort of helped make everything a little less stressful for me. So I wanted to highlight the bottom parts of the blade, of the serrated portions of the blade, because that's what's going to be coming in contact with the flesh of heretics and demons. So I just used a lot of my time focused on that, and I did it for both sides of the blade. Here's a look at one finished side. I mixed it up a little bit by putting some good old Imperial Gold paint in there, and then I also tried my hand at dry brushing. On this side, I thought maybe I went a little bit heavy on the black dry brushing, so on the other side, like you see here, I went less with the dry brushing. So here's one side, and then as you saw on the other one, it's far less black, but hey, I still think it came out all right. So next up is our good pal, the Ogryn here. And I did the exact same thing with him, starting out as I did with the gun. I wanted to highlight some of the scratches that's on his armor with some silver paint, because it's there in the mold, but I just wanted it to stand out a little bit more. So here I am just trying to make little lines and make the scratches look natural, but I was a little bit heavy-handed here and I wanted to keep this in just to show that of course mistakes are made. So I just dipped another brush in some water and then just immediately painted over the mistake that I made and grabbed a little piece of a paper towel and just wiped it clear. And then that allows me to go back and try again. Now, one of the things that I learned from doing this is that watching Bob Ross really came in handy with doing this. So I kind of learned that when you use a really light feathered touch, almost barely touching the figure, it helps to make some nice straight whooshy lines instead of making really thick bars. And thank you, Bob Ross, for teaching me that. So now I'm just kind of going around the rest of the figure, looking for the molded detail in the scratches, and then even if there weren't any detail to show off the scratches, just trying to nick up the armor a little bit here. Here I am working on the shoulder armor, on the right shoulder armor, again with the silver paint. And it looks like there were some like metal studs or something like that that might have been holding it together. So I'm just sort of highlighting that, doing just a little bit of dry brushing, a little bit. But for some of the other areas that looks like there were screws involved, I really just wanted to paint those in completely just to help it pop a little bit more. A lot of things on this figure is not going to be standing out in any kind of extreme way. I was really going for something a lot more subtle. So you can see here, I'm just sort of brushing the silver around the collar. Again, just showing some of the wear and tear that's going to be on the armor. So it's not a huge difference in what he looked like out of the packaging. I just think it makes it more pleasing to look at because that extra paint helps to bring out the contrast of the figure a little bit more. Now for the strap on the front, I wanted to make it a little bit darker, but at the same time subtle. So I decided to go with a brownish kind of a color. And I believe that color was burnt sienna, I think. And I just wanted to paint it in a little bit there. Not so much so that you can see the streaks, but enough to tell that this is not just a drab, darkish kind of a green. Now for the skin, I wasn't too sure what to do with it, but I decided to go with the same color that I used to paint the strap. And again, just doing a little bit of dry brushing here because to me, he's too clean. Like I said, he's down in the trenches, heretics, demons, blood, melee. It's dirty, it's fierce, it's unforgiving down there. So I decided to just make his skin look a little more dirty. And I was a little bit worried at first, but I actually kind of like the way that this turned out. So I made sure to get both of the arms, get a little bit inside of the crevices, so the left and the right arm, and really no rhyme or reason, just letting the paint do whatever the paint is going to do and not stressing too much about it. And I think that it helps to bring out a little bit more detail in his arms instead of it just being one plain color. The next day I went to my local comic book store and I picked up some quick shade flesh wash from the Army Painter, and I'm going to use this to paint all of the exposed skin that I see here because I wanted him to have a more natural looking skin tone. Right out of the box is very cream, and again the details are there, but there's just no paint to bring it out. So that's what this wash is for. This is my first time using wash, so one of the things that I was trying to do is just try to make sure that the wash wasn't pooling too heavily in one area. So I just kept brushing it across and across for the arms, for the head, for the fingers, and even some exposed flesh parts around the armor as well. And here is the finished product. So I thought I went a little bit heavy on the dry brushing of the gun, but looking at it here, it looks okay. And I also like the gold paint. That was probably my favorite color doing all of this. Here's a look at the back of our Ogryn. If you can sort of tell on his left and right arms, you have a little bit of darkness going on there. That's the dirt that I wanted to paint in and just kind of bring attention to that, as well as all the little silver bits and all the little scratches that are highlighted on the back of his armor. And for the claws that's on his left hand, I wanted to do the same thing with the silver paint. Just kind of bring it out a little bit more. But that is it, you guys. This was my first attempt at painting an action figure, and this was a very fun experience. I have a lot more paint to go through, and I got my eye on some other figures that I think could use a little bit of an upgrade, so I'm going to be taking a look at those, and if I decide to give those a paint, maybe I'll share them with you here. So thank you all so much for watching. Till next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.